Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way to start. Johnny Depp is not returning to Pirates of the Caribbean to be Captain Jack Sparrow. The numbers they are throwing around is a bit ridiculous, and I'm gonna get into that, but first, welcome to Venture First. My name is Alex, and remember, in order to venture deeper, one must venture first, and that's exactly what I'm here to do today. If you guys would like to please join me on my venture to my first 1,000 subscribers, please hit that subscription button down below. I would appreciate it immensely. Without further ado, let's just get into this. Okay, so if you've seen the reports from somewhere like New York Post, you're seeing a number in the ballpark of $301 million thrown around for a deal for Johnny Depp to return to Captain Jack Sparrow's role in Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, here's the deal. Where did they get that money? Where did they get that number from? Well, if you remember the trial, Rottenborn said, so for instance, you're saying you wouldn't return to Pirates of the Caribbean 6 for $300 million and 1 million alpacas. And he said that is correct. So now you're getting a number that's thrown out that is $301 million. Well, it's pretty odd that the exact amount from the trial that was stated, 300 million, and 1 million alpacas, and somehow the number being thrown around is $301 million. So that is the first red flag to me. This is a pretty ridiculous exact match that usually does not happen in the world of entertainment. They do not structure contracts to fit a narrative from a trial. So for me, that's the first reason why I think that this is a fake report and why we all know it's a fake report by now. So now I'm going to get into why I think both sides are a little bit truthful, but as of now, I think both sides are still not completely true. So in this report, Disney apparently stated that they are very interested in mending their relationship with Johnny Depp, and they reached out prior to the trial to see if he would be interested in coming back to be Captain Jack Sparrow. I think this is true. I think they are very interested in bringing someone who not only was one of the biggest movie stars ever, who kind of had, his dwindling moments that we all know, and now he is back to a reclaimed fame that shot him to higher stardom since before that point, and he's beloved by many. Of course they want to bring him back. He is going to be a money driver. It is going to be insane if Disney, the people where all the conflict was centered around, could bring him back after the whole situation is done. I 100% believe that they have reached out and they are interested in doing that, because why wouldn't you be? So that's about as far as the truthfulness goes on Disney's side, or the reports on Disney's side go. As for the money talks, I don't think those have happened, at least truthfully happened yet, because you can't have money talks without Disney knowing what they want from Johnny Depp, and you can't have money talks until you know what Johnny Depp wants from Disney. So as far as that goes, I don't think you can have those talks, so that number is just being thrown around. I think they picked a number that was on everybody's mind as, the 301 million alpacas, because it's on everyone's mind from the trial, and it spreads like wildfire if you put that in a headline. Once you get that thought in people's head, people believe it and they spread it like crazy, and all of a sudden you have an article that gets tons of attention. So that's where I believe that came from, personally. So now on Johnny's side, I'm going to also say why I think it is not completely truthful on that side. So in the same article, it says, per an E-Reporter, a source connected to Johnny Depp says this is made up. Who is it? A source? Anyone connected to Johnny Depp ever? There is no name behind it, and if there is no name behind it, do not believe it. Until Johnny says it, until Disney says it, until Johnny's agent, one of his lawyers, his best friend says it, and even you may not be able to trust that, this source is there so they can say, look, we have a quote that is saying this is made up. We all know it's made up. There is no official report, and now they can say, look, we have someone close to Johnny saying that this is true. This could be the front desk person from the Eastern Columbia building who's connected to Johnny Depp. He's connected. That is not a rep. And it even says a rep from Disney or Johnny Depp's camp has not reached out. So you cannot believe this until it is coming straight from the horse's mouth. And in this case, that is either Disney or Johnny Depp. So guys, when you're reading these articles, I really just urge you to try to find the truth in these statements and in these stories, because that's what they are stories. So to people, when they see an article from places like the New York Post, what is somewhat of a renowned publication, and they say, we have a source, most people just believe that, because why wouldn't you? They have a source. They're a news station. They report news. They should be truthful, but they're not, right? So these sources are not connected to Disney. They're not connected to Johnny Depp. They have no idea what's going on behind the scenes, but they now have a story that has gotten, hundreds of thousands of clicks, I assume. So that is what they are doing. They are trying to just get attention for clickbait articles, and unfortunately, they try to hide the truth within saying, I have a source, and that's what they do. So when you guys read this, please take it with a grain of salt, and when they release future articles, or when you watch news in the future, try to just listen to what they're saying or read what they're saying and think, hey, I remember that that's probably not truthful, and here's why. And that's really what I urge you guys to do, is to find the truth that they hide in these tidbits like that. So if you're still around, now I'm going to get back into the numbers and why I think the numbers are absolutely ridiculous. So if you remember Pirates 5, they had a budget from anywhere from $220 to $350 million to make the whole movie, to pay actors, to get set, to pay the crew, to do everything. That is their budget. So now you're saying that one actor in the entire movie, who also stars besides big name actors who also draw a large portion of the budget. Some of those people are still in the millions of dollars for these movies. So he is getting 100% of the budget, where before he got anywhere from 5 to 13% of the budget. That's not gonna happen. Disney is not going to do that. They may try to figure out some merchandising deals and some advertisement deals to bring up that number, but there's no way he's getting 100% of the budget as one actor. We all know Disney with Marvel pays people a lot of money. You know, some of these people have made hundreds of millions of dollars over the course of a decade making Marvel movies, but he is not going to get $300 million for one movie. It's just not going to work that way. If you didn't know what he made for all other 5 movies combined, he made about $450 million. So you're saying he's going to get paid almost what he got paid for 5 movies to do one movie. It could be $150 million after everything is said and done, but $300 million plus other incentives for one movie just doesn't really make a lot of sense when he got paid $450 million for the rest of the movies combined. So say they're gonna pay him $150 million, which is an insane amount for Pirates 6. Okay, well now you have to make up $151 million, and that's where the TV show comes in. So if you look at the highest paid television actors per episode, you're really looking at anywhere from $1 million to $1.8 million. Okay, so if he has to make up $151 million, he's gonna get paid, let's say, $2 million per episode. How many episodes is that? How much time is that gonna take away from his life to be in a role that he doesn't necessarily want to go back to? You see what I'm saying here? Is the numbers are absolutely ridiculous. You have to play some insane mental gymnastics to make that worth it for Disney. I don't know where they got these numbers. Again, I assume they just made it up because that matches what is on everybody's mind from the trial. Everybody knows the number, they see the number, they spread it. I personally don't believe, from what I know about budgets and what I've studied, that is not the way it's going to work. I really highly doubt that either of them would be interested in, one, giving up all of your time to be Captain Jack Sparrow and miss out on all these other passion projects that he's obviously moved to, or Disney giving 100% of a budget to someone when they have to make a movie that is going to cost $300+ million. So really, guys, when you're looking at this, really try to venture deeper into what they're saying and what these articles are saying and the numbers and the reality behind how most of this stuff works. It does not work this way. I wish he could get paid $301 million for one movie. That would be amazing to spend 6 months or a year to make $300 million. That would be amazing for Johnny. He absolutely deserves it. So obviously you guys can make up your own mind. This is just what I personally believe. You guys have seen what I've seen, so you can make up your mind. And if you have, let me know down in the comments. Do you think that this is reasonable? Do you think that number is reasonable? Do you think the sources are accurate? I personally don't, but that is up for you to decide. And remember, in order to venture deeper, one must venture first, and that's exactly what I'm here to do today. If you've stuck around this long, I really do appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, thank you.